high schooler's life has never been easy. We are very busy with our lives, starting from school, assignments, and many other social interaction activities. Those hectic life of high schoolers cannot be separated from the so-called trend, whether from the latest clothes, trendy shoes brands, and cool activities in this era. That's why high schoolers try to fight our own ego by escaping our parents' supervision. We tend to be rebellious and try to break free so we can join our own selected circle of friends. My name is Raffael Kimmy, and I will show you about what's happening to the high schoolers near me. I have lived in a small town called Salatiga ever since I was born. I studied in one of the high schools there, and it is rather fun. My circle of friends wasn't that big, but I'm glad they accepted me for who I am. However, this does not apply to my friends who were an alumni of the same school where I was belong. Once I met them, and surprisingly, some of them smoked, vaped, drank alcohol, even dyeing their hair like traffic signs. There was no warm conversation among us, and they even called me as an outdated person just because I never dyed my hair. Since then, I cut off contact with all of them. From my story, it is clear that trend is affecting the high schoolers around us. Even if we don't follow their trends, you will be labeled as an outdated person, like me. I mean, indeed, trend is a positive thing that we can keep up with the era easily. However, the more I look into it, I'm realizing that trend is becoming one of the most dangerous devils that roams around us. Let's see my examples below. Firstly, smoking. I mean, indeed, many people say that a real man must have smoked at least once. But let me ask you something. Does implanting cancer cells in your lungs make you a real man? If you think you do, then congratulations, you are a certified idiot. I mean, who wants themselves sick to be considered a real man? However, all of them seem unconcerned about it and continue smoking. In fact, there are another alternative, which is called vaping. Vaping is indeed a more modern way of smoking in style. They say that vape is less harmful than smoking. They say that vaping is even tastier because it has several different flavors on it. However, a research in 2019 clearly shows that there is no difference between smoking and vaping. Because vaping contains nicotine, ultrafine particles, diacetyl, and volatile compounds which linked to a serious lung disease. Both are equally as dangerous and can cause cancer. Now, my last example is dyeing the hair. It may sound harmless, but it is never harmless. Imagine if the dye from your hair got into your scalp. What do you think will happen? Of course, it will increase the risk of skin problems. Or even worse, some of the cheap coloring products can infiltrate your scalp pores and can increase the risk of developing skin cancer. Now, those are just 3 examples of the dangerous trends out there. And what is worse, it doesn't happen in the big city. It happens in small cities like Salatiga as well. So, my real question is, does hedonism lifestyle upgrade your life? I don't think so. Instead, it is just backfiring us. No matter how positive a trend impacts life, there are still negative impacts that we have underneath. Some of them even lead to death. So, how can we avoid this negative impact? Well, there are 2 words to describe it. Be yourself. Many people will wonder, how can we be ourselves in the society to be accepted well? Well, there are many ways, but the most important way for me is to respect our differences. Each person is a unique individual, therefore, you shouldn't judge others based on their outlook. Once, Brene Brown said, daring to set boundaries is about having the courage to love ourselves even though we risk disappointing others. So, which side will you pick? Following up the trends which can kill you for some reason, or do you want to be yourself in the society? The choice is on your hand. Thank you for listening and have a cheerful day.